So good. Okay. We will be reading from the Vachanamrut, which is a collection of discourses from the last 10 years of Bhagwan Swaminarayan's life, who is said to be an enlightened being that lived in around the region of Gujarat, India, during the turn of the 19th century. Just looking at the length of this one, just a few pages, an average length, I think. Today we're reading Gadhadā 164. This one is titled The Relationship Between Sharir and Shariri. Semicolon, a master-servant relationship. On Phagun Vadhi the 9th, Samvat 1876, or the 9th of March, 1820, Swami Sri Sahajanandji Maharaj was sitting on a large decorated cot on the platform outside the east-facing rooms of Dada Akhar's Darbar in Gadhadā. He was wearing a white case and had covered himself with another black-bordered case. He had also tied a white cloth with a border of silken thread around his head. Around his neck he was wearing a new kanthi made from tulasi beads. Oh, how lovely. At that time, an assembly of munis as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Thereupon, Shriji Maharaj asked the munis, the Shrutis, which means that which is heard, referring to the oral tradition of scripture. The Shrutis mention that the Atma, the self, and Akshar, God, are the Sharir of Purushottam, who is God. Okay, my apologies. Akshar doesn't just mean God here, it means something in between. And Purushottam here is God. That Atma, that individual self, the true self, and Akshar are not subject to change and are devoid of any discardable influences of Maya, material existence. Moreover, just as God transcends Maya, material existence, so do the Atma and Akshar. How then can that Atma and Akshar be described as the Sharir of God? Because the Sharir of a Jiva is totally different from the Jiva itself and is subject to change, whereas the Jiva, the indweller of the body, is not subject to change. Therefore, just as the body of the Jiva and the indweller, the Jiva itself, are totally different, similarly, there should be the same degree of difference between Purushottam, God, and the Atma, the soul, and Akshar, which are the Sharir of Purushottam. Please explain in which way they are different. That was a heavy-duty question, wasn't it? I believe in Shriji Maharaj's ability to answer. Probably a technical passage this will be. Perfect for ASMR Sunday, really, because you can fall asleep to it. But for the rest of you, all of the munis answered according to their understanding, but no one was able to offer a precise answer. Shriji Maharaj then said, allow me to answer. The Atma and Akshar constitute the Sharir of Purushottam Bhagwan in that they are pervaded, dependent, and powerless. In what way? Well, by means of his Antaryami, his ability to pervade everything, being the innermost being. God pervades the Atma and Akshar, whereas the Atma and Akshar are the pervaded. God is independent, whereas the Atma and Akshar are dependent upon God. Furthermore, God is all-powerful, whereas the Atma and Akshar are totally powerless before Him. In this way, God is the Shariri of both the Atma and the Akshar, and these two are the Sharir of God. That Shariri, Purushottam Bhagwan, possesses an eternally divine form. With his Antaryami powers, God resides as the Atma of all Atmas, self of all selves, which pervades their respective physical bodies, and are also those bodies drashta. He also resides in all of the physical bodies, which, in relation to the Atmas, are pervaded and are also... Oh, did I skip this? No, it's just a repeat. He also resides in all of the physical bodies, which, in relation to the Atmas, are pervaded and are also their drashya. In this way, Purushottam Bhagwan is the Atma of all. When referred to in the scriptures as the Atma of drashya, which has a form, that Purushottam Bhagwan is described as having a form like the drashya. When referred to in the scriptures as the Atma of drashta, he is described as formless. And I'm sorry, I actually don't know what the word sharir, shariri, drashta, or drashya mean. But I'm hoping by context it'll become understandable. Perhaps some of you know. In reality, however, Purushottam Bhagwan is different from both the drashya, which has a form, and the formless Atma. He eternally possesses a definite form, which is not an ordinary, worldly form. Sharir is body. Thank you, Tattvamasi. Moreover, despite possessing a definite form, he is the drashta of both the drashta and the drashya. Furthermore, he is the inspirer of both the Atma and Akshar, and is independent from them and is their controller. He also possesses all spiritual powers. He is greater than even Akshar, which is greater than everything. Out of compassion, that Purushottam Bhagwan appears as a human being on this earth for the liberation of jivas, individual souls. Understanding him to eternally possess a divine form, a person who offers bhakti, loving devotion, and upasana, kind of worship or reverence, to him acquires qualities similar to those of God, as well as countless of other spiritual powers. After such a person's Atma has attained Brahman realization of the ultimate reality. In Tattvamasi, you share that drishti is sight. So you guess drashya is the one seeing. This makes sense to me. Yes, I think you may be very right with that. So who has attained Brahman realization of the ultimate? They constantly remain in the service of Purushottam Bhagwan with love and great reverence. On the other hand, a person who meditates on God and does his upasana, believing him to be formless, is consigned to Brahma Shushupti, from which they never return. Nor does such a person ever acquire any spiritual powers from the divine. Finally, Shriji Maharaj added, I have delivered this discourse having experienced it directly myself, Therefore, there is not a trace of doubt about it. Moreover, these facts can be understood only from a person whom firmly believes that God is forever divine and possesses a form. They can never be understood from others. Therefore, these facts should be thoroughly imbibed by all. Thus we conclude reading Vachanamrut Gadhadā 164. Thank you for listening.